Hi guys, it's Mars, and today we're gonna be reading some MWAH stories. So I did this before, and I covered like a bunch of different topics, but this time I wanted to stick to one: friends, and it has to involve friends. Why? I don't know. I'm just nosy. That's why, and I really want to be in somebody's business other than mine. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep this intro short because I want to get to reading. So with that being said, let's get into some reading. Okay, let's get into this juicy story we have right here. AITA for not bringing my daughter's friend home and making her parents come get her. Oh, ooh, you know, I had this happen to me a couple of times, so let's see if it's similar. Let's continue. My daughter and I live about an hour outside New York City. Since she was a baby, I've taken her there most weekends. As she got older, she occasionally brought friends. They always know the rules. Bring a bag with things for the train. Carry your own stuff. Stick together. Expect lots of walking and have fun. Phones are fine, but I encourage screen-free activities. I always speak to parents beforehand and emphasize the walking. We sometimes walk 45 minutes or more, and you expect the kid not to complain? I don't know. Let's keep going. For her 12th birthday last weekend, she wanted to go to the city with friends, visit favorite spots, have dinner, and maybe see a show. My mom helped pay for tickets and joined us. My daughter invited 3 girls, 2 longtime friends who know the routine, and a new friend, Leah. I called Leah's mom, explaining the rules, warn her about the walking, and suggest Leah bring something for the train since the signal is bad. Leah's mom said she was excited. My daughter also explained expectations. On the train, Leah brought only her phone, got bored when the signal cut out, refused to chat or play games with the others, and complained. When we arrived, she immediately asked for a cab. My daughter reminded her we walk. As we browsed shop, Leah kept whining and asking for a cab. I stayed patient, offered water and snacks, breaks, and even suggested the subway to be nice. But she refused when she learned what it was. Oh, damn, bougie, oh wow. A few hours in, we stopped for dinner at a place with options for everyone. Leah complained again and said she wanted to go home. I pulled her aside to check if she was sick or upset. She just said it was bored. I told her we'll be there a few more hours for the show, but if she wanted to leave, she could call her mom. Leah called, and her mom asked me to bring her back, even if my mom or I left with Leah and took the train back. After we dropped her off, we missed the show, and my daughter wanted both of us there. I explained we wouldn't head back until after the show. Leah's mom didn't want to pay for a train ticket or drive. She eventually sent Leah's dad, who picked her up before the show. Leah stayed crabby throughout dinner. Afterwards, Leah's mom trashed me to the other moms, but they backed me up, saying they wouldn't expect me to cut the trip short unless a child was sick or hurt, which I would do. Now Leah's mom won't let her hang out with my daughter. I can't help but wonder if I should have just sucked it up and taken her home. Am I the asshole? Well, now that you explain it, no. At first I was like, yes. But then you explain it, and I was like, okay, she's just like a brat. Got it. Someone said it sounds like the apple didn't fall far from the uterus. You know, yeah. I feel like Leah's mom was the main problem though, because she's the one that encouraged it. She was like, you have to bring me my daughter, I'm not gonna go for her. And then the dad ended up going. Interesting. But yeah, you're not the asshole. Next story. Okay, next one. AITA. for calling out my friend who pretended he dropped out of Ivy League University. Ooh, I want to know how you found out. Ooh. Okay, my friend, 22M, is a rising star in the startup world. He raised a significant round of venture capital money and has gone viral several times for his tech. He also amassed a whole following of wannabe tech bros on LinkedIn and other spaces who admire him. The problem is, him and his co-founder are both lying, calling themselves Ivy League dropouts. When they actually graduated, they're bragging about how they didn't need college to succeed, comparing themselves to Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, and influencing younger kids to drop out of school. In reality, they built their startup on the back on our school's generous resources. All of their early financial support and access to tech has come from our school startup. And they did graduate. I walked across the stage with them in May and watched them get their diplomas. But now they're online bragging about how they are Ivy League dropouts because they took a semester off 2 years ago to focus on their startup. So I called them out on social media and said my friend is lying to his fans and promoting anti-education nonsense when he actually built his whole startup off of our college resources. That ignited a whole social media shitstorm of people arguing on my friend's page, and he's since been saying I'm jealous of him, and it is inconsequential whether he dropped out or not. Am I the asshole? I don't think I said that word right. I didn't go to an Ivy League university, so you used a lot of big words. You're really not the asshole. They just like seem like privileged as nepo baby ass kids. Low-key, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, it just seems like they have a lot of privilege and they don't want that to be noticed, I guess, because it would like discredit the like hard work or whatever. But like lying, really, how is that any better? And that's all I have to say, because like lying that you dropped out of Ivy League, like wouldn't it be more iconic to say like I graduated Ivy League because you did? I don't get people like this, because how are you like living the rest of your life with a big ass lie like that? We need to study a lot of people's brains. We need to study a lot of their brains. We do. Next story. Okay, we have a wedding story. These are always so fun. AITA for wearing red to a friend's wedding. Okay, let's read. First post here. But this happened a month ago or so, but I can't stop thinking about it. I, 22F, attended a friend from high school's 23F wedding. Damn, they're young. To her 22F wife. I'm going to refer to my friend as Mia and her wife as Sarah. Those are not the real names, okay? Mia and I were super close from kindergarten through high school. After high school, she went to college across the country. I stayed in state, and we fell out of touch. She stayed out there every summer, so I literally hadn't seen her in 4 years. I saw her post a picture of a ring saying she was engaged, and I commented a congratulations. To my surprise, I got an invite in the mail. A few weeks later, I was shocked that she thought to invite me. I was excited to see my friend after so long. The day of the wedding comes, and I wore a red maroon floor-length dress. I took a seat and waited for the bride to come down the aisle. Mia came down first and looked stunning, and then my surprise, Sarah came down the aisle in red. Damn. Sarah, as it turns out, is Chinese, and the wedding was a mashup of American and Chinese tradition. Don't get me wrong, Sarah looks stunning, and her dress was way more detailed than mine. But I didn't know they were doing a mashup wedding, much less that Sarah was Chinese. Mia is a private person who doesn't post that often, and their engagement post was a black and white photo of hands. After the ceremony, Mia came up to me, quite upset, and asked where I had the audacity to wear red to a Chinese wedding. I tried to explain to her that I had no idea the wedding was going to have Chinese elements, like the bride wearing red, much less fact that Sarah was Chinese to begin with. Why are we saying this so much? She had never posted a picture of her, to my knowledge, and I didn't stalk her Instagram/Facebook to find pictures because I didn't think it would be a problem. I ended up crying and leaving the reception early. If I had known she was planning on wearing red, I would have never worn it. I'm being completely honest, my dress was plain red. No patterns or gems, or lace, or anything. And Sarah's dress was very detailed and downright stunning. I don't think I could have outshone her anyways. I tried to call and text to apologize, but I haven't heard anything back. So am I the asshole for wearing red to a wedding with no knowledge that the bride would also be wearing red? Well, no. Simple as that. Literally simple as that. Like, they should have had it on the invite. No red. And boom. Problem solved, I don't know. Before it even happened, you know? Or like an email saying, no red. You know, like, there's ways to inform for this not to happen. So, yeah. My final answer is like, no. Oh my god, we haven't gotten an asshole yet. But it's no. Because no thing was given. Final answer. Next one. Let's keep going. Okay, let's end it with this story. AITA for yelling my friend out for implying I was trying to be a homewrecker. Okay. How did we get there? I guess we're about to find out, huh? Let's read. I, 19F, am in a group project with 4 other people, and 2 are important. My friend and this one guy from our group. The guy and the other 2 live off campus and drive. Me and my friend both live in dorms and do not drive. We had to meet off campus for the project, and the guy offered to drive both of us and meet the others there, as it made the most sense. When we were in his car, I was shotgun, and my friend was in the back. And he drives a small 2-door, so we were really super close to each other. I flipped down the sun blocker to use the mirror, and a Polaroid of him and his girlfriend was clipped in the sunshade. And I said, oh, that's cute. Is that your girlfriend? He said yes, and flipped his own sunshade down to reveal another picture. I said, oh, that's so sweet. I try to be friendly, make small talk, as I will be working with him for at least the next month. I started asking about his girlfriend. Oh, how long have you guys been together? How did you meet? Does she go to our college? Etc. I thought nothing of it until my friend asked me what the hell that was later. I asked what she meant, and she said that I was clearly being weird. I told her that I didn't understand, and she asked if I would be asking all that if his girlfriend was in the car. I said no, I'd probably ask her instead. Right. And I told her I didn't see her point. I then asked if she wanted to just never talk to our group mates. And the teacher wasn't really clear on how the future projects would work. These groups were randomized, and he implied that we might keep these groups for other projects as well. However, I am unsure. She said, yeah, obviously you can get to know them for other projects as well, but don't ask questions about his girlfriend like that. And you used a weird tone, like you were flirting, and that was kind of disgusting. I told her that she could get out of here with that stupid shit, and that it wasn't that serious. And she told me that she was now further considering I was trying to be a homewrecker. And we have only talked about the project at this point, and it's been a few days, and I'm reconsidering how mean I was to her over something somewhat trivial. Am I the asshole? Yeah, I don't think so, like, I don't know. Why was she so mad? Like, I think you were just trying to have like a conversation with stuff that interests him, aka the girlfriend you saw on the Polaroid. Like, I don't know. I think the friend is just very much the jealous type, and she was just seeing it from her side. Like, if somebody was talking to her man like that, she would go off. And I don't think that's right, but I think she was thinking about it from that side, and like, girl, it's not about you. You know? Like, what? Someone said, asking about someone's girlfriend is the absolute worst way to flirt I've heard of. Honestly, yeah, because, like, we're talking about your girl. Like, what? And with all that information I got, I think she's just projecting onto you. Because honestly, I feel like that's something she would do. Low-key. Low-key from the story. Yes, I got that from that little story. I'm sorry. I'm judging. But anyways, no, you're not the asshole. I haven't gotten an asshole. Damn. But I'm gonna end in there. That was lovely to read though. There was, okay, I'm gonna edit this part out that I'm about to tell you, but like, I was reading one and I had to stop because I couldn't pronounce most of the words. Because it was about, like, Russian. Okay, it was like a husband talking about his, like, Russian girlfriend and Russian friend of the girlfriend. And there was a lot of Russian words, and I was like, okay, this is like a kind of offensive that I cannot pronounce these words, so I'm not even gonna touch it. Why did I say that? Because I don't know, I couldn't lie to you. There was a story I had to skip, because I couldn't pronounce shit. But anyways, that's enough of that. Guys, every time I read Am I the Assholes, I always realize how, like, tame and chill my life is. Because I'm, like, reading other people's problems, and I'm like, ooh, where the hell do you find these people? Like, do you guys not protect your peace when you get, like, one weird vibe? Because me, one weird vibe gets your out. I'm not texting you anymore. What the hell? Like, I protect my peace. You erase your voice at me the first day I met you, you're not gonna hear a word from me ever again. Mm-mm. And what I got from these stories is some people need to get punched. Cause, like, what? I definitely lost a couple brain cells, but that's the fun thing about it. It truly is. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Am I the Asshole Friends edition. Cause I sure did. Cause I'm nosy. But I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I see you on the next one. Bye.